I'm a human being. That's who I am. I had a talk with one of my teachers that came up to me at a big conference. I don't know her personally, but she was upset with NEA because we have such strong positions supporting the care and the safety of GLBT students and GLBT members and GLBT people. And she said, Lily, I'm very religious, and this is contrary to my beliefs. This is endorsing immoral behavior, and I don't see why NEA has to be involved in these kinds of issues. And I said, well, it's because you could be the one. And she said, huh? Because she's so articulate. And I said, sweetie, you know the research. She didn't know the research. You know the research that says that a child who's depressed or hopeless or contemplating dropping out of school or worse, contemplating hurting themselves, someone who feels all alone, as so many of our GLBT students feel. Research shows that the most effective way to save their lives, the most effective intervention is one caring adult who reaches out to them. I said, we have to talk about GLBT students and issues to our members, because what if you're the one and you didn't know that? And you said, oh, this is embarrassing, or this is hard for me to talk about, or I can't even imagine. And you were the one that didn't reach out, and something terrible happened to a student who needed you to save her life. You're a teacher. That's what you are. So act like a teacher who loves your students, and little by little, acting that way will make you actually start loving all your students. And without even knowing it, just that act of loving those students, you will save someone's life. If you go to nea.org/bullyfree, you will see amazing resources for teachers and counselors and any educator who wants to help. If you're a member or a non-member, we don't care. This is information we want everyone to have. One of the things NEA is doing is asking our members to take a pledge. We're asking them, and if you go there, you will find the pledge that you can give to your colleagues, you can give to your students. And it's very, very ultra corny. I love corny pledges. I love them. I'm going to ask you to take that pledge, because the movie's right. There is power in saying something that you believe and saying it out loud where everyone can hear you. I'm going to ask you a question, and if you agree to do it, then just say, I will. Will you pledge to be that caring adult in a school that bullied children can turn to? Will you? Will you pledge to listen carefully to all students, every one of them that seeks your help? Will you pledge to act on their behalf and put an immediate end to the bullying? And will you pledge to work with other caring adults to create that safe learning environment for every blessed student in your school?
I will.
Let me tell you a story that's not in the movie. And I didn't learn it from research or from a nice conference like this. I told you the second reason I was here, my gay baby. My child has a very good job. Please keep it. I purposefully bought a house in D.C. that's too small for the children to move back. Yes. He's buying his own home. He has an MBA. I'm very, very, very proud of him. 12 years ago, he was living on the streets. 12 years ago, he was a heroin and crystal meth addict. 12 years ago, he had lost all hope in his life and in his future. And I believe that his drug addiction was a slow suicide. For months at a time, we didn't know where he was. For months at a time, I would read the newspaper every morning and turn to the police reports and see if there were reports of unidentified bodies that might be his. He showed up on our doorstep one day, bloody and bruised, having been beaten by a drug dealer. And he said, "Mom, I'm scared. I need help." And I had been waiting for this day, praying for this moment. And I said, I had been researching treatment centers, and I knew just where I was going to take him. But I said, "Sweetie, when you get there, you have got to be honest with the counselors that you are a smart, kind, messy, gay young man. If you don't think that that has something to do with the life you're living right now, you're not as smart as I know you are." After about a month in this treatment center, he got to a level where he could have visitors. And my husband and I came and we gave him a big hug. And I was able to look into these eyes that had been vacant, nobody home for years. And I got to see my sweet little boy staring back at me, finally. You will never know what that feels like. I pray to God, you never have to know what that feels like, to lose a child. But the joy that comes when you see them come back to life, as he did. I said, "Were you able to tell the counselors you were gay?" He said, "Mom, half the counselors here are gay." He said, half the folks here in treatment are gay. And I laughed for about 3 seconds. And then it occurred to me, what's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with a picture that so many gay, young and old, men and women, were in that drug rehab center trying to get their lives back? What might we have done for them when they were younger in school? What might we have done for their straight student colleagues that would have made a completely different atmosphere for all students in that school? My son beat the odds. He did not turn into a statistic, but he, of course, had an incredible mother. And he was lucky. Luck is a lousy business plan. I don't want to depend on millions of students being lucky in order to be saved. I want a system that is purposeful and well-researched, that demands professionalism from school professionals. I want incredible people in the lives of our children. You could be, as I bet you already have been, the one for the students who look to you. You are destined to be the one, or you would not have been motivated to be sitting in this room right now. You're a counselor. You're a teacher. You're a principal. That's who you are. And so be the hero that you must be in order to save these children's lives. It's just that simple. Be the one that that child needs. God bless you for protecting my family's values of respect and acceptance and the infinite possibilities of love. Mil gracias. Thank you.